Okay, so welcome back to the lesson. And now we go to part B of May 2019, question 1C. May 2019, question 1C. Malima Limited is considering introducing 2 new products in the market. The company has the following options. Option 1, introduce both products. 2, introduce either of the products. 3, introduce none of the products, depending on their performance in the market. An analysis of the product's likely performance indicates that the probability of a good performance as 30%, fair performance as 50%, and poor performance as 20%. The sales revenue, depending on the state of nature, is shown below. So we have that. Now for each decision, determine the expected monetary value. For each decision, you determine the expected monetary value. You determine the expected monetary value. So we are dealing with the question of May 2019, question 1C. May 2019, question 1C. That question has come from the topic we call decision theory. Decision theory. So we are going to have something like this. We have the option. Option is what the examiner is referring to as the decision. And then we are told to get the expected monetary value. The expected monetary value. The expected monetary value. So what we shall do is starting with neither option. The payoff is 0, and then the probability for good performance is 0.3, plus the next payoff is 0, and the probability is 0.5, plus the next payoff is 0, and the probability of poor is 0.2. So the answer is 0. The answer is 0. So we go to the next one, which they are calling product 1 only. Product 1 only. So for product 1 only, the payoffs are 30. So the same 30 times 0.3 plus 15.6 times 0.5 plus 7.2 times 0.2. So work out that and give me the answer. Yeah, I can see Jared, 18.24. It's already given, 18.24. Good. Let's go to the next one. Product 2 only. product 2 only. So for product 2, we have 25.2 times 0.3 plus 14.4 times 0.5 plus 7.2 times 0.2. Yes, Jared is giving 16.2. Yeah, I can see Ibrahim also. Yeah, Jocelyn, good. So the last one is both. For both, we have 52.8. 52.8 times 0.3 plus 8.8 times 0.5 plus 3.2 times 0.2. Give me the figures. Jared is talking of 20.88. Yeah, Emmanuel confirms the figure. So the question was, we determine the expected monetary value, that is done. Advise the management on the action to take, assuming that RIMA could supply perfect information at a cost of 5 million. So when you are told to advise in regard to information, you must compare the value of the information and the cost of the information. So we will need to come down here and say value of information, value of information when you are in the case of single stage. Remember, there is a single stage decision. It is given as EMV with information, EMV with information minus best EMV without information. Best EMV without information. That is how you get the value of information. It is EMV with information minus best EMV without information. So how do you get the EMV with information? It is by coming to each outcome and you pick the best. So for this one, the best is this one, 52.8 with a probability of 0.3 plus ukikuja kwa huyu, the best is 15.6 with a probability of 0.5. Kuja kwa huyu mwingine, the best is 7.2 with a probability of 0.2. Then you minus the best without information is the highest of this. It's the highest of these EMVs, which is 20.88. That is the value of the information. The value of the information, which we are told by Jared, is 4.2. 4.2 million. $4.2 million. Yeah, Emmanuel confirms also. Okay. And the others, you should also be sending the figures. Now, when you have that, the next thing is now to look at the cost of information. The cost of information. The cost of information, we are told, yes, Ibrahim, we are told is 5. Is 5. And remember, this value of information is the maximum price to pay. Is the maximum price that you can pay. The value of information is also the maximum price that you can pay. So what do we advise? What do we advise these guys? Advice is that do not pay, since cost is higher than value. Cost is higher than value. That is 5 is greater than 4.2. Yes, Jared, they should not pay because the cost of 5 million is higher than the benefit of 4.2. That is how you argue such a scenario. That's how you argue such a scenario. Okay, we are good there. And if we are good there, I seek to proceed to question number 2. Question number 2. And for the interest of time, can I leave these theory questions? You do them on your own. What do you think? Because there are things you can easily Google. Some of them are in your notes. Jared says yes. What about the others? What do you think? John is okay. Yeah, good. Okay, so then let's go to part B of the question. Part B of the question. Part B says, Faidika Limited buys and sells a single product branded N. The demand and lead time of product NN is not constant. So we have that. Then we are told the reorder point and the reorder quantity has been set at 40 units and 30 units respectively. The holding cost per unit per week is shillings 35. The cost of placing an order is shillings 350. If the company runs out of stock, a contribution of 120 per unit is lost. The opening inventory at the beginning of the first week was 60 units. Now, using simulation of the above problem for 10 weeks, determine the average weekly cost using the following random numbers. So that question is coming from inventory controls. It's coming from inventory controls where we are using simulation. It is the use of simulation in inventory controls. So you will begin by designing the Monte Carlos for demand. Monte Carlo for demand. And in this Monte Carlo for demand, I'm going to have units Then I have the probability. Then I have cumulative probability. And I have the range. The demands are 2, 3 up to 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Probabilities are 0.02, 0.08, 0.22, 0.34, 0.18, 0.09, 0.07, then from there I need to have Monte Carlo for the lead time. Monte Carlo for the lead time. Monte Carlo for the lead time. So in this Monte Carlo, I have weeks here, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So they are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then I have the probability of 0.23, 0.45, 0.17, 0.09, 0.06. Cumulative probability and the range. So this is 0.02, 0.10, 0.32, 0.66, 0.84, 0.93, and 1. So I want to believe that everyone is comfortable in the doing of the ranges, but if you are not, you let me know. And assuming everyone is comfortable, I proceed to 0001, 0209, 10 to that 1, that 2 to 65, 66 to 83, 84 to 92, 93 to 99, then 0.23, 0.68, 0.85, 0.94, and 1. So that I have 00 to 22, 23 to 67, 68 to 84, 85 to 93, 94 to 99. believe we are through with the Monte Carlos. So I'm now drawing the simulation sheet. So this is the simulation sheet, which we also call logic. Once you are through, you write finished. Once you are through, you write finished. Only 4 persons have finished out of the others. So fanya hima. You don't have to draw lines. Me, I'm just keeping myself busy as I wait for you to finish. And also because my book is not ruled, but yours is ruled. Seven people now have said they have finished. Ten persons have confirmed finishing. Okay, then I think I will proceed. Okay. So we are told to do for 10 days or 10 weeks. So begin here with say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we will have the total and we will have the average. We will have the total and the average. The total and the average. The total and the average. So according to information 5, the opening stock is 60. So put 60 there. The first random number is 50. So go to the Monte Carlo and tell me 50 is how many units? 50 is how many units? From your Monte Carlo, 5. So if I have 5, then the units sold are 5 because I have more than that. So no one goes home without. So I close with 55. Do you place the order? No. No, because according to information 1, the reorder point is set at 40. So you place the order when you are at 40 or below. So we are not yet. So when you say no, there is nothing in the lead time. So the holding cost will be this 55 times the holding cost given in information 2, 35. So multiply this by 35, I can get 1925. That is what I'm able to see. And there is no shortage, no ordering cost. So this is 1925. The total is 1925. So we begin day 2 where the opening stock is 55. Random number is 68. So 68 gives me how many units? That is 6 units. So we are able to sell all the 6 units and no one goes home without. So we must close with 49. We are not placing an order because we are not yet below our level. So nothing in the lead time. So multiply 49 by 35 and give me the answer, 1715. And I'm getting answers only from one person. The others need 2 or 3 or 10 figures so that I'm able to confirm accuracy. Yes, Josephine, good. Yes, Emily. Let's set the answers, all of us, so that we don't carry on with the wrong figures. We need to confirm. Okay, so the shortage is 0. Ordering is 0. 1715. Let's go to the third week. The third week, we are opening with 49. The random number is 52. The random number is 52. Please explain the closing stock of 49. 49, you get it this way, Abraham. We had opened with 55. We have sold 6. So 55 minus 6, you get 49. Are you okay with that, Ibrahim? Good. Just the same thing we had 60 minus 5, 55. Yeah. So let's proceed. Let's proceed. 52 is giving how many units? Yeah, good. You know, when many of you said the figures, I'm also able to judge my speed. Otherwise, so we have 5 units. So we are able to sell the 5 because we can afford. So no one has the shortage. So the closing stock is how many units? Let me see that now from you. The closing stock is how many units? Good, 44. And we don't place the order because we are not yet below 40. So nothing in the lead time. So send me the figure for the figure for holding. The figure for holding, good. I already have 3 figures. I think I will be waiting for around 5, 6. I already have 3 figures, suggesting 15, 40. Yeah. Yeah, good. So I can now take that so that I'm sure everyone is on board. So 1540, no one has missed, so there is no shortage, no ordering. We have 1540. All right, let's go to the next one. The next one opening is 44. Random number is after 52, we have 08. So tell me, according to the Monte Carlo of demand, 08 is how many units? I already have received 1 answer. Yeah, 2. Good, good. Yeah, so I can go with those ones now. They are all saying 3. So if it is 3, that means we can afford to sell all the 3 and no one will miss. So the closing stock now will be how many units? The closing stock, yeah, good. I have 4 or 3 people who have given the answer, good. 41, that is, do we place the order? No, we don't place the order. We are not yet below. So nothing here in the lead time. So give me the holding cost now, 41 times 35. Good. Good, good. I have now 1435. So no shortage, no ordering, 1435. You have 1435. Haya, huyo mwingine tukuje week 5, we are opening with 41. Random number is 59. So 59 is translating to how many units? I've already received 1 answer. 2. Yeah, good. So many saying 5. So how many units do we sell? We sell 5. No one will miss. So tell me the closing stock. The closing stock. Those are 2 suggestions. I need more. Yeah, good. Those are very many saying 36. So do we place an order? Let me see. Do we place an order? Let me see. Do we place an order? Jared says no. What about the others? Benedict says yes. John says yes. Josephine, yes. Ruth, yes. Ibrahim, yes. But the correct answer is no. We are not placing an order. Why? Because the time when you come to notice your closing stock is in the evening when already you have closed your shop. Actually, that's why it's called closing stock. Ushafunga duka yako, that is when you know how many units have remained. So if you already have closed, even those who sell to you, they also have closed. And you don't place orders at night. So as you go to bed knowing that tomorrow morning or next week, Monday morning, the first thing to do is to place the order. So here we already have known that we have gone below our ordering point. So we shall place the order the following week. I hope that is okay. So those who are saying yes, are you okay with that? Good. All right, so if we are okay, now we proceed. Give me the holding cost, 36 times 35. 36 times 35. 1260, coming very fast. 1260. Yeah, so no one has missed, no ordering, so 1260. You have 1260. Then from there, we open with 36. The next random number is 90. So 90 gives us how many units? Yeah, I can see 7. So 7. The unit sold will also be 7. No one will miss. So what will be the closing stock? What will be the closing stock? What will be the closing stock? Good. I can see 29 coming very fast. Now this is the time we are placing the order. This is the time we say yes. So when we say yes, you now bring the first random number to read time, which is 81. So go to the Monte Carlo of read time and tell me how many weeks are those. Go to the Monte Carlo and tell me how many weeks. I already have 2 suggestions. I need some more. Yeah, I can see 3 coming very fast. So those are 3. Now, look here. Read time is the number or is the period that lapses from the point of placing the order to the point you receive it. So when we have 3, it means that 3 good weeks must lapse. 3 good weeks must lapse before we receive the goods. So this is how you count. From the week you have said yes, nasema 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So those goods will be received on Monday morning of week 9. So you can even mark. Monday morning of week 9 is when we shall receive those goods, because 3 weeks must lapse, the whole of 6, 7, and 8. Having said that, we now proceed. So give me the holding cost. 29 times 35. 29 times 35 is what? 10, 15. Yeah, 10, 15, coming very fast. No one has missed, but now we have placed an order. If you look at information 3, you realize the ordering cost is 350. Good. According to information 3, the ordering cost is 350. So now add these 2, this holding plus the ordering, so that I get the total there. You add them, I can see the answers coming as I only have 2 answers. That is 1365. Good. 1365. So we proceed to week 7, where we are opening with 29. Random number is now 85. 85 is giving us how many units? Yeah, I can see 7. So we sell 7, no one misses. So we close with what? We close with the 22. Close with the 22. So do you place an order now? Let me see. Do we place an order? I have 2 suggestions. Yeah, good, good. We are not pressing the order because we are waiting for the one we placed earlier on. So the answer is no. So nothing in the ready time. So give me the holding cost. 22 times 35 is 770. Yeah, good. The answers are coming. So no shortage, no ordering, 770. So get to day 8 where we are opening with 22. The random number is now 95. How many units are there? How many units? Yeah, I can see 8 coming very fast. So we have 8 units to sell. No one will miss. So we close with how many? We close with 14. Good. So we are not placing an order. And there is nothing here, therefore. So the holding cost is how much? Holding cost is 490. And no shortage, no ordering. We have 490. 490, good. Week 9, tunafungua na 14, but it's also the week we are receiving our order. And according to information 1, the reorder point and the reorder quantity has been set at 40 and 30. So we are receiving 30 units. Is the week we are receiving our order. So tutafungua na 14 alafu tunapokea 30 in the morning. So tusonge mbele, after 95 this is 15. So 15 will be a demand of what? A demand of 4. We are demand of 4. And then be a demand of 4, and then we sell 4. No one has missed. And the closing stock now will be how many units? Good. The closing stock will be 40. The closing stock will be 40. Do we place an order? We place an order? No. Good. We are not pressing. But because we have hit 40 now, then tomorrow, because the ordering point is set at 40, not below 40. It is 40. So tomorrow we shall place an order, or the next week. So meanwhile, nothing here. So 40 times 35 is what? Yeah, I can see 1 response. Yeah, good. 2 responses. Yeah, good. 1400. And then this is 0. This is 0. And I have 1400. Then I am now opening the week with 40 units. Random number is 89. So 89 gives me how many units? 89 gives 7 units. Therefore, I'm able to sell all the 7. No one will miss. So I close with how many? I close with how many? With 33. I close with 33. We place an order? Yes, because the previous week we were below. So when we say yes, Now we take the 28. So when we take 28, that means we have how many weeks? Yeah, those are 2 weeks. Now those 2 weeks will be week 10 and week 11. Week 10 and 11. And because 11 is not part of our analysis, so that one we leave it. It's not part of our analysis. So we just proceed. Give me the holding costs. Give me the holding costs. 1155. 1155. No shortage, but we have placed an order at 350. So when you add 350, you should report how much? 1505. So now give me the total, the grand total commission. Yes, I have one suggestion. Good. 13405. 13405. And therefore, the average when you divide by 10 is 1340.5. 1340.5. So are we okay with that? Are we okay? Yeah, good. So let's then proceed to question 3. Question 3 says that Kitchen Masters Limited specializes in the manufacture and sale of firewood ovens. Each oven consists of a main unit plus a set of ovens fittings. The company has 2 divisions, A and B. Division A manufactures the oven, while Division B manufactures the sets of ovens fittings. Currently, all of Division A's sales are made externally. However, Division B sells to Division A as well as to external customers. Both divisions are profit centers. The following data is available for both divisions. So we have Division A, current selling price for each oven, cost per oven, fittings from Division B, other materials from external suppliers, labor costs, annual fixed overheads, annual production and sales of ovens in units, maximum annual demand for ovens in units, Division B, current external selling price per set of fittings, current price for sales to Division A, cost per set of fittings, we have materials, labor costs, annual fixed overheads, we have maximum annual production and sale of sets of fittings, including internal and external sales, maximum annual external demand for sets of fittings, maximum annual internal demand for sets of fittings. Additional information is that the transfer price charged by Division B to Division A was negotiated some years ago between the previous divisional managers, who have now both been replaced by new managers. Head office only allows Division A to purchase its fittings from Division B, although the new manager of Division A believes that he could obtain fittings of the same quality and appearance for shillings 65 per set. if he was given the autonomy to purchase from outside the company. Division B makes no cost savings from supplying internally to Division B rather than selling externally. Now you are required under the current transfer pricing system, prepare a profit statement showing the profit for each of the divisions, and for the Kitchen Masters Limited as a whole, your sales and cost figures should be split into external sales and interdivisional transfers where appropriate. Head office is considering changing the transfer pricing policy to ensure maximization of company's profits without demotivating either of the divisional managers. Division A will be given autonomy to buy from external suppliers, and Division B to supply external customers in priority to supplying Division A. Now, evaluate the maximum profit that could be earned by Kitchen Masters Limited if transfer pricing is optimized. And then you discuss some issues of encouraging division managers to take decisions in the interest of the company as a whole. So hiyo ni theory hiyo nitakuachia, so I want to do part A and B. That question is on transfer pricing. And I told you transfer pricing questions are very simple because you only need to master a few things. You only need to master a few things. And one of those few things is that transfer price is a revenue to the supplier. Transfer price is a revenue to the supplier. The second thing is that transfer price is a variable cost to the receiver. The third thing is that transfer price has no effect on the company. It has no effect on the company. I want to combine the whole workings into one table. I've given bigger allowances. I want to combine it into one table to avoid double work. So let me see my space. My space in Africa. Africa. So draw a table like this. So here I have details. So this is transfer pricing. And what we are doing is income statements. The first table is where the transfer price has been 75, the current transfer price. So we are looking at a case of transfer price being equal to shillings 75. That will be for the first requirement, part A. Then for part B, you are told to charge the transfer price for optimum profit. Transfer price is the most optimal transfer price is the marginal cost. So if you look at division B, which is the supplier, the marginal cost is 5 and 15. So the transfer price will be 5 plus 15, that is shillings 20. So here we are dealing with the case of division B, who is the supplier, division A, who is the receiver, and then the company. Then I have division A here, and then I have, sorry, this is division B, and then I have division A. Division A. So once you finish drawing, say I'm finished, so that now I pick up from there. Kimaliza, sema finished, I pick up from there. So 7 people have finished. The others, eight people. Wengine, okay. Only 9 people are saying they are through. It's taking too long. Hey, you are taking too long to draw the table. I think let me proceed with that number. Okay. So the first thing is to bring revenue. And we can have our figures in thousands. We can have our figures in thousands. So let's have revenue. And revenue, we will have first internal. Internal. Now internal, The selling price here for division B is 75. And according to what you can see, up there, as far as the division A is concerned, you can see the maximum annual demand for the ovens, they are 80,000. I hope you can see 80. And then towards the end of the table for division B, you can see the very last item is that maximum annual internal demand is 80. So they are able to sell 80. So multiply that, 75 times 80. Only one person has responded. I need more figures. Yeah, that is 6,000. That is 6,000. Then we come to the external. If you look at division B, the external selling price is 8 shillings. And the external sales will now be how many? The how many, you will get them like this. Ukiangalia the details for the annual demand for B or the production, you can see that B is producing 200,000 and they already have sold 80. So how many are they left with? How many are they left with to sell externally? I need more suggestions. I have 2 which are different. How many are they left with? I have 3 suggestions. Yeah, good. They are left with 120. Good. They are left with 120. So multiply that now. $9,600. That is regarding to the sales of B. Let us go to A. A, being the receiver, it has no internal sales. It only has external sales. And the external sales, ukiangalia the selling price of A is 450. And they are selling these 80 units. 450 times 80. That is 6,000. That is 6,000. Good. Let us go to the company. The company does not feel the effect of the internal sales, but it feels the effect of the external, both departments. So the company will have 9,600 plus 36,000. That is how much? $45,600. 45,600. Good. Let us go to the other one for the transfer price. Tumalizane na sales. For the transfer price of 20 to happen, we are told that this division B, it should be allowed to sell fully to the external market. So what remains is what it will sell to the internal. And now that their external market is 180, they will transfer how many? Watapakisha ngapi za kupeana ndani? How many will they be left with to transfer internally? Let me repeat. Good. I'm saying B now is producing 200,000, but they are now told, first of all, to give everything to their or all the external customers require. What remains is what they will transfer internally. And I can see the answers coming. So, and what they are going to transfer internally, they are selling at 20 bob. So it will be 20 times 20. So 20 times 20 is how much? $20 times 20 is how much? Yeah, 400. Then these others, they sell at 80 and they are going to sell 180. They now sell 180 to the external market. They will sell 180 to the external market. So how much revenue is that? 14,400. Josephine, you are saying I explain how we have arrived at 20. How we have arrived at 20 is this, Josephine. If you look at the table for division B, huko mwisho, the third last item is annual production of how many units, Josephine? Annual production for division B, how many units? 200, good. Now below it, there is the external demand of how many units? Good. The difference is good. So that difference is coming from, if you look at information B, rather requirement B tunaambiwa towards the end, the last statement reads, Division A will be given autonomy to buy from external suppliers, and Division B to supply external customers in priority to Division A. So they will first of all supply 180 to the external. Ile imebaki 20 ndio wanapea A. Is that okay, Joseph? Good. Higher. Coming to division A here, the external revenue still remains 450 times 80, that is 6,000. That is not changing. Going to the company, I've already said the internal has no effect. So for the external, add this to this. Add those figures. You tell me how much. The external revenue will be how much? Yes, good. 50,400. 50,400. So those are the revenues. Let us go now to lessing variable cost. So you'll say less variable, or we just give them as independent, whatever, because we also have the fixed. Less, so we start with the variable costs. So when you are in transfer pricing, there are two types of variable cost, or even three. The first two, which are the most common, are the transfer. So the transfer. Remember the second point, after saying transfer price is a revenue to the supplier, this one. The second point I said transfer price is a variable cost to the receiver. So as far as A is concerned, they will have this variable cost of 75 times 80, which is 6,000 there. And then here A will have 20 times 20, which is 400. Those will be the transfers. And remember we said transfer price has no effect on the company. So this one, it will not come here. And this 400 will also not come there because they have no effect on the company. The other one is purchase. Although this is not very common, that's why I said they are normally two, but you can also find three. So this now will be the third one, but it's not very common. So purchase is where the supplier ananunua nje. So here, sorry, the receiver. Here, division A has received everything it required, 80. So it does not need to buy. But here, they have only been given 20 and they required 80. So they must buy how many? They must buy how many? How many must they buy? Good. Good. They buy, and those 60, if you look at information 2, angalia information 2, inasema head office only allows A to purchase its fittings from division B. Although the new manager of A believes that he could obtain fittings of the same quality and appearance for 65 shillings. So now he will have to buy at 65 times 60. So that these 20 plus these 60, we go back to 80. So 65 times 60, how much is that? $3,900. Said the figures, 3,900. I have two responses. Yeah, good. Now this external purchase, or rather this purchase is an external fee. So the company will fee it. So this amount should be taken to the company. So you come here and say 3,900. That is the purchase. The other cost that you get is production. Own production. Own production. Call it own production. So these two are the most common, transfer and own production. But once in a while you can get these parties. So for the production, it is divided into two. We have If you go to division A, rather B, let's start with B. You can see kuna material. You can see kuna material, which is 5 shillings. So it will be 5 times 200. Remember, B will have produced 200 units. This 80 plus this 120. So they'll have produced 200. So 5 times 200 is what? 1,000. Good. 1,000. Then there is also labor. So labor is 15 times 200. Labor is 15 times 200. Said that figure. Yeah, 3,000. Good. Those are the variables for B. And I think because we are still in B, but maybe to ensure that we don't bring anything that is not there. Let's go to A now. When you go to A, where it is written costs per oven, you can see fittings from division B, 75. Here 75, ndio hii tulikuwa tushaleta hapa. Ndio hii. It is the transfer. Then we bring the material. Material, it is 200 shillings. So it will be 200 times 80. 200 times 80. $16,000. For labor, it will be 45 times 80 units. 45 times 80 units. Yeah, 3,600. Now those figures, they will be felt by the company. So this one, it will be 1 plus 16. That will be 17,000. This one will be 6,600. Those ones, they will find their way to the company. Let us cross to the other side. Division B still retains its production. It's going to produce 200. So we still have 5 times 200, that is 1,000. We still have 15 times 200, that is 3,000. And division A now, or this one was for B. Division A still retains these ones. It still retains, so the cost will still be the same. 200 times 80, which is 16,000. Huyu mwingine ni 45 times 80, which is 600. So the company here will have to deal with 17,000, and here 6,600. So that remains the same. Let us bring now the fixed costs. The fixed costs. So the fixed costs, we have annual overheads. For division B, as you can see there, it is 4,400. Division A, it is 7,440. Now those two will be felt by the company. So give me this plus this. When you add the two of them, what do you get? 11,840. So the same case applies even here. 4,400, 7,440, and we have 11,840. And that is all. So if that is all, now give me the net profits. Give me the net profits. Net profit. Nitumie hii ya division B. Let's start from there. Division B. Oh, is it? One person has responded. For division B hii ya kwanza, ndio ninangoja sasa nione. There are two people. I need several. Yeah, good. 7,200. Let's go to division A now. Let me get the figure for division A. Yeah, I have one response. Need several others. Those are two. Yeah, I think those are enough. 29.60. Give me now for the company. Yes, the first response has come. The second one has come. The third one, 10,160. And I told you for transfer pricing, if you add this to this, they should give you the one for the company. Can you confirm? 7,200 plus 29.60. Is it 10,160? They should agree. Good. If they are in agreement, that is good. To solve the kwa hii. Give me now the profit for division B. The profit for division B. Have the first response. Good. Those are enough. Now 6,400. Let us go to division A. Division A, and you give me the response. Division A. I have, yeah. So Emily, check yours. The one that appears popular is 4660. And for the company, Emily, check yours. For the company, $28.08. Maalim, hiyo itabidi uangalie tena. It's too high. Other responses, the company uko mwisho. Yeah, they are coming 11,060. 11,060. And as I've said, you confirm this plus this should agree to this one. If you add, they should agree. Confirm whether they agree. Yes, good. So those were the answers. This was for part A, this is for part B. And as I've said, part C, you just discuss a few issues. Utajua ile maneno unaweza sema. For the remaining 12 minutes, I want to attempt question 4B. For the remaining 12 minutes, let us attempt question 4B. Look at it so that we solve straight. Question 4B. A, those ones are in your notes. So that question is on forecasting. And is testing high-row method. Is testing high-row method. And you know, when we are in high-row method, we say y is equals to a plus bx. High-row method, where so we begin with cost of sales. We begin with cost of sales. Cost of sales. So for the cost of sales, what you do, you take that cost that is given there, 5,000, and you say it is equal to A plus, we take sales as our driver, that is 8,000 B. Then this other one, it has 5,500 being equal to A plus. Being equal to A plus 9,000 B. 9,000 B. So let us subtract. When you subtract, this will be minus 500. This will be minus 1,000 B. So from there, give me B. From there, give me B. 0.5. 0.5. Good. Then kuja hapa useme 5,000 is equal to A plus 8,000 times 0.5. So give me A from there. A is 1,000. Let us go to the next one. Selling and distribution. Selling and distribution. Costs. You do the same thing. You take the amount, which is 800, to be equal to A plus, we are still using the same sales, 8,000 B, and then 900 being equal to A plus 9,000 B. So you subtract here, and this is minus 100 being equal to minus 1,000 B. So tell me B is what? Give me the value of B. Yeah, 0.1. And if it's 0.1, you will say 800 is equal to A plus 8,000 times 0.1. So tell me the value of A. The value of A is 0. Good. Haya. Mwenzake ni administrative costs. Administrative costs. Administrative costs. You do the same thing. Same 1,500 is equals to A plus 8,000 B. 1,500 is equals to A plus 9,000 B. So when you subtract, this is 0 being equal to minus 1,000 B. And tell me B should be equal to what? 0. Good. So you take 1,500 being equal to A plus 8,000 times 0. So that tells you that A is what? 1,500. A is 1,500. So with that, the examiner had required you to split the costs. Split the costs. So the summary now of the breakdown, we have the cost item. There are three of them. The first one is cost of sales. Ama maybe, yeah. Let us put them in the income statement, the form, the way the income statement may bank off. Let us put them that way, so that tuonyeshe for let me do away with this space so that I don't struggle here with the space. So I have the profit statement. The profit statement, I will have details. And in the details, I'm going to have sales, revenue. Then I will say less variable costs. Variable cost, I have cost of sales. I have selling and distribution. And I have administrative. That will give us a figure called contribution. Then I will say less fixed costs. So fixed cost, again, I begin with my cost of sales. Then I have selling and distribution. Then I have administrative, and that will give me a figure called net profit. That will give me a figure called net profit. So this is the month of March and the month of April. The month of March and April. So sales revenue, this one we know is 8,000, and this one we know is 9,000. So what you notice here is not that it's not a must you have units. You can also use shillings. So for cost of sales, our B was 0.5. So it will be 0.5 times 8,000. How much is that? 0.5 times 8,000. Give the figure first. Give the figure first. That is 4,000. On this other side, it is 0.5 times 9,000. That is 4,500. 4,500. Good. Distribution, tulikuwa tumepata the value of B as 0.1. So it will be 0.1 times 8,000, which is 800. Is that so? On this side, it is 0.1 times 9,000. That is 900. 900. For the admin, the value of B was found to be 0. So it will be 0 times 8,000. And that gives us a 0. 0 times 9,000. That gives us a 0. So give me the contribution for the month of March. Contribution for the month of March is how much? Yes, I have one result, one response. Good, 3,200. Give me the contribution for the second month. The second month, 3,600. 3,600. We go to the fixed costs. Fixed cost for cost of sales, it is 1,000. This one is 1,000, so work 1,000 there and 1,000 here. It remains 1,000, 1,000. For distribution, distribution A was found to be 0. So there is no fixed cost there for distribution. And for the admin, the value of A was found to be 1,500. 1,500. So when you subtract, give me the net profit for March. The net profit for March is 700 here. And this other one is 1,100. So that is how you use the high row method. The high row method. The high row method. If you look at Roman 2, we are told to draw a contribution break-even chart. A contribution break-even chart. Now, drawing is no longer part of your syllabus. So that one we will not do. And if you get it in the exam, don't bother. It's no longer part of your syllabus. Whoever brought it there was a mistake. So in such an event, those marks are supposed to be distributed up there. Drawing is only in section 2 now. It was removed from section 5. And the second thing is, the second reason why we will not handle the question is that some data were missing. So I can label the question as incomplete. Because for you to be able to draw these, graphs, you must be able to know the unit, which will be your X, and you must be able to know the price. Now, all what we know is the revenue. We have not been given either of these two, which can help us now get the other one with the revenue. So even if it was part of the syllabus, the way this question is, it is incomplete, so we cannot solve. And consequently, Roman 2 cannot be solved, Roman 3 and Roman 4, because they rely on that graph. So that's the farthest you could go with that. Are we clear on that? Good. So we therefore call it a lesson at that juncture. We call it a lesson at that juncture. Thank you so much for attending the lesson. We hope now to meet tomorrow, God willing, to pick up from there. Ensure you visit my channel. You get some more lessons that have been done in the evening classes. You could also benefit from them because they are slightly ahead of you. Yeah, we will be posting even some of them tomorrow in the channel. Thank you.